So how's doing more to finally be more working for you?
Good luck. Yeah.
That doesn't work. Doing more, to be seen, be heard, be loved, be adored, it doesn't work.
That to-do list is pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, we can go on for days about doing versus tuning into being. And it's just not working for everyone. It's exhausting, it's tiring, it's, you know, how much more can we do? How much more can we fill our plate with?
Right.
It's totally exhausting, and I think it's time that we all stop and just stop.
And look within and say,
Yeah.
am I satisfied and happy?
Yeah.
But I
What
know
am I
one thing,
doing?
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. You can tell you're doing too much when you're exhausted, when you're irritated, when you're frustrated, when things are just not working out. You leave the house and it is like a disaster zone. You're like, why did I even come out? You're tired all the time. You can't shut your mind chatter off because you're outside of yourself. And what we're asking now is to come back to yourself, be with yourself, be in your heart, and sit with yourself and see how you can satisfy you. Because when you can actually satisfy you, going in your own heart and sitting with you and slowing down, and I know everyone flips out when we say slow down, but that's the only way you're going to get there. You have to slow down and come back to you.
And it has to be your satisfaction. You cannot depend on anybody else to satisfy your needs.
You cannot. You cannot. You can show up and ask, but you have to really go in. And I think we're so taught to do and not to be, right?
And not to feel.
And not to feel, and to avoid the feelings at all costs.
Yes.
And we're asking you to feel now, because feeling is the secret. And you can listen to Neville Goddard like we do, and we love and adore him, and we're so grateful for him.
Yes.
And it's time to get back in your heart and feel into everything. Like, how do I really feel about, you know, I'm trying to think of an example of like overdoing, you know what I mean?
Where
like,
I'm overdoing in.
Yeah, like even like with your kids, like, did you ask them, do they want that? Or do you feel the need to go buy them that so you feel satisfied and a good enough parent? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Did you ask them how they felt? Probably not, because we're so used to doing versus being.
And them thinking, oh, she's a good mom, but you don't have any idea.
Yeah, because the truth is, the more present we are with our kids, the more real it is. And that's really what they want, is presence and acceptance. Like you actually being there, having a conversation instead of doing 800 things that you think you need to do. They actually want your presence.
Definitely.
And when you show up in that space of feeling and being, you'll have different relationships, not only with your kids, but your career, your money, your health, your everything. Everything shifts when we decide that we're going to feel everything and just be in the beingness and not the doingness.
Right. Instead of creating the chaos, which keeps you moving in unconsciousness.
Yes.
And you're doing all these things, but you're never seeing results.
No, and you're never satisfied.
And you never will. Well,
You're
yeah.
never satisfied.
Well, you
it's
can't
like,
be.
No.
Yeah.
There's like one more thing, one more thing, one more thing, one more
Right.
thing. And we are masters at one more thing. And what we're asking today is to stop. Stop it. Just stop it. And the relief that you feel, it's weird at first, isn't it? Because we're so used to running at the speed of
Well, we're afraid
light.
if we don't do it.
And if we stop, we'll fall apart. Because we
And
might
we'll-
actually feel.
Well, and everybody else will fall apart.
Right, because we're holding up the fort.
That's
always.
what they think. That's
Right.
what we think, yeah.
That's what we think, but that's not even true.
No.
Because when you actually stop, you see, oh my God, I'm doing all these things and no one even really noticed.
They wouldn't even
Right.
notice if I sat down and did nothing.
Right. And that's the funniest part. You think, oh, I'm, keeping this together, keeping that together. And then you ask them, and like your kids, right? You'll just ask, and then it's like, I don't even know what you're talking about, Mom. And I'm like, oh my God, Lord, help me, Jesus.
Yep.
because we just get in that rut of doing. Hurry up and show up. Hurry up and be a different. Hurry up and go here. Hurry up and go there. You know?
Yep. And the doing is shutting down. Shutting you off from you.
Yeah.
And we're asking you to begin to open up your heart to you.
Yes.
Because when you're happy, everyone's going to be happy, and you're going to see the changes, and the who's ever around you will identify it in some way, even though you won't hear it, but they'll know you're different.
Yeah. And you'll know you're different, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, just if you can stop, right? That's just big right there. Even if you can slow down and then you start to look around and notice, you are going to be shocked at what you see. Don't you think when you finally get to that space where you can stop, you're like, oh my God, all the stuff that I was doing, all the time that I spent doing all these things. And
but then you get to ask yourself, when you're reviewing that list, do I really want to do all this?
Yes. Oh, you can let go of 80% of it. 80% of it you can drop.
Yep, exactly.
And so it's just really important to like slow down, even though that feels like really foreign, even though that feels almost painful. You know, like, how do we slow down? Everything's moving fast. The social media, you know, a million things to do with the kids. And it's like, oh my gosh, is anyone present anywhere?
Yeah.
And we're asking you to just be conscious and aware of yourself first.
Right. And what do you want to do?
Right.
And what do you want to let go of once you're sitting down in a quiet space? People think that's the most amazing thing. Because really what you're doing is you're resetting yourself and saying, right, why did I do that? Or why would I want to?
Right. Yeah. And what need do I think this is fulfilling in me? But it's really not.
No.
That's the hack right there.
It's an empty act.
It's just complete emptiness. And we're not saying you're doing any of this and like, you know, being goofy or whatever.
No.
Like, we're just saying it's just, you're thinking it's fulfilling. And we all finally get to a place where like, whoa, wait a second, hold on, that none of this is working.
Yeah.
None of this is even like on the radar, yeah,
of anybody else, because they're enjoying their life and you're taking care of them, which is great, and seeing to their needs. But maybe you need to cut that string and say to yourself, well, this is what I'll do, and this is what I'll do with this and this. And the list becomes 20% of what it was. And all of a sudden, everybody's working independently, and it's working.
Yes, because when you center yourself and when you return to your presence and your acceptance and your conscious being that you are, and return to your body and return to self, there's like this magic that happens. All of a sudden you look around and everything is kind of handled on its own when you thought you had to handle it all.
Yeah.
That is like incredible. And so that's what we're asking you to be aware of today and start just to notice. Start to notice, am I feeling satisfied? Am I overdoing it? Or do I need to step back and just be with me? And even take a week at a time just to like look, you know, when you step back and you take that week and you're just like, whoa, I'm going to clear my whole calendar. I'm going to do 3 things a day and see how that feels.
Yep. And in contrast to that, next to you doing the 3 things a day, do the 3 things a day that you might want to do.
Yes.
Put something else.
Put yourself on the list and do those 3 things.
Yes. Exactly.
Let all the rest go. We're not saying don't take care of the kids. We're not saying any of that. We're saying put yourself on the list and do those 3 things and then allow the rest to play out while you're being and fulfilling yourself and filling up your own cup. And you will know, actually, I would love comments to see how much that alone has helped.
Yeah.
And cleared your plate and how satisfied and maybe a little bit more happy you are.
Right. Or if you even get the concept of, I'm not sure how to do this, let us know so we can do some more on this.
Yes, ask the questions in the comments.
Yes.
Or reach out for the focus sessions, and so we can have a conversation. We have one-on-ones open right now where we can sit and have a talk, have a discussion, use the intuition, combine with your intuition. It's all working together for the good, where we sit with you so you can say, okay, I'm stuck here. Well, that's your blind spot. So we help you see through that.
Right.
And get you going. So at least you know the next step and maybe the next step. But that's all we really need to know. It's not all these 800 steps up the mountain. It's like, okay, you can't run up the mountain
right,
like 800 steps in like 1 minute, right? But you know you can take one step, right? And I think that's part of the slowing down, is taking those one steps. And if you're stuck, reaching out for the help. Like, it's okay.
Yes, exactly. Because it is okay.
It is okay. And we all need help. We've done tons of coaching with other coaches and gotten the help to get us unstuck and see things differently. Everybody has their area. So
yes,
it's time that we really tune into ourselves and invest in ourselves. And it's good. Yeah. It's actually good. And be proud of that. Yeah. So try it on for size. Keep being your amazing self and let us know how that feels. And even if it feels like, I know when I first did it, I was like, oh my God, this shit is the most painful thing I can possibly do. How does anyone do this? And then I was like, oh my goodness, this is like the best thing ever. I will never do 800 things again. And I still need to slow it down because that's just me. But I mean, I've slowed it down to like 3/4. Now I need to even get more of that to be in that being, because being in the being actually speeds you up. So you don't have to worry about that.
Well, right. The being.
And brings things to you. You're not chasing, right?
Exactly.
The chasing, the waiting, the hoping, the praying. Like all of that just like kind of settles and you get the truth.
Yep. Exactly.
So reach out, leave us comments. Everyone enjoy.